2-0 Brewers here in the 4th inning at County Stadium. Friday, June 10th at the stadium at home. It'll be the 3rd annual Marathon Petroleum Night, featuring a gigantic Sky Concert fireworks show immediately following the Indians-Tigers 7:35 game. It's double fill-up night. Just fill up your car with 8 gallons or more of Super M lead-free premium gasoline at a participating marathon station, and you'll receive a complimentary ticket to the June 10th game while supplies last. Get a fill-up and help us fill up the stadium. Joe Carter digging in at home plate for the 4th inning. Digging in behind the play-by-play microphone, Steve Lamar.
All right, Jack. Carter up once and popped up on the first pitch he saw in the top of the 1st inning. Joe coming into the game batting at .341. Carter was 10th in the league in batting when this game started. The league leader, Dave Winfield, he's hitting .419. This one is deep but well foul to left field up into the upper deck. 1 ball, 1 strike.
As Winfield continues to wreak havoc in the league, the talks still continue that they're going to trade him. I can't believe it.
Isn't that something? Winfield, the RBI leader in the league also. He's driven in 34 runs already. This is in the air to center. Yount on the move back there and makes the catch near the track. So Carter is gone and there's 1 away, and Brooke Jacoby, who reached on an error in the 2nd inning, is the batter. Indians with 1 hit tonight. That was a base hit to left in the 2nd by Carmen Castillo. The Brewers have 3 safeties. All of them coming in the 1st inning and accounting for the 2 Milwaukee runs. Ted Higuera, 56-30 lifetime with the Milwaukee Brewers. This is his 4th season in Milwaukee. Third base and foul just outside the line. Kind of like Brooke broke his bat on that, and he did. He's going back to the dugout. The next victory for Ted Higuera would tie him with Jim Colborn for 5th on the Brewers all-time win list with 57. Doc Edwards, the Indians skipper, as the club off to a 20-13 start and in 3rd place in the Eastern Division, 2 games back of the Yankees, just a half game behind the 2nd place Detroit Tigers. This one back on the screen behind the plate.
Speaking of those Tigers, another piece of evidence of what a great manager Sparky Anderson is. No matter what happens to his club, he has him up around the top.
Amazing. Lost Lance Parrish. Now he's lost Kirk Gibson, and they just keep rolling right along. He finds role players. Sparky does somehow. Luis Salazar, and Salazar has hit a home run tonight. Ray Knight. Ray Knight has hit a home run tonight for the Tigers.
Well, that's the real key at the big league level. Find guys who will play their role, whether it's as a starter or off the bench, and keep them all happy.
Breaking ball. Got him. That's 3 in the strikeout department for Higuera.
Designated hitter, Ron Kittle.
Jacoby not expecting the breaking ball. Down around the knees. I think it might have been the slider there. Jake thought it was a tad low.
Higuera with 3 strikeouts. His career high is 13 in the game. He's done that 3 times. And he gets ahead of Ron Kittle. Higuera now with 39 strikeouts for the year. He's walked only 11.
When he's putting everything down around the knees as well.
Got him swinging, and the inning's over. 7 in a row have been retired by Higuera. He has now struck out 4 in the game, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Milwaukee.
It's a 2-0 ball game here in Milwaukee, and now the last half of the 4th inning. Want to remind you that Mel Allen takes you out to the ballpark for This Week in Baseball tomorrow morning at 10:30 here on Channel 43.
Last of the 4th inning with Rob Deere, Greg Brock, and Joey Meyer to bat against Greg Swindell. Deere drove in the first run of the game with a sacrifice fly, his 22nd RBI of the season. He drove in 80 last year for Milwaukee and 86 the year before that. In fact, he's the only player in the major leagues with 80 or more RBIs each of the last 2 years, while failing to hit .250. High fly ball, short left field. Ron Washington wants it, and the shortstop has it. 1 down.
Well, we've got a chance here, Steve. We want to send along some birthday greetings to Dave Howlett, our game coordinator back at the station. I'm sure he could think of better things to do on his birthday than be at work, but happy birthday from the boys in Milwaukee, David.
Happy birthday, Dave. No, I'm sure he enjoys being involved in this telecast, watching the Indians and Swindell and Higuera. What
That's
better
right.
way to spend your birthday?
There you go. That's it.
Greg Brock, a base hit and a run batted in his first time up.
And as Steve accurately described, it was just a good piece of hitting by Brock. But he is looking at a much different Greg Swindell now than he did in that first inning.
Swindell much more in a groove now. In fact, Greg has retired 8 in a row. Foul back. Right above us. We are seeing the Greg Swindell and Ted Higuera we expected to see. Higuera has retired 7 in a row. Swindell has knocked down 8 in a row. 2-0 Milwaukee. This has popped up. Short left center. Washington again calling. And Ron makes the catch. 2 down.
Designated hitter, Joey Meyer.
Joey Meyer will be up there, the big designated hitter for Milwaukee. The Brewers 18-14 for the year. They're in 5th place in the Eastern Division. Meyer takes a strike. They've been averaging 4.5 runs a game, just about what the Indians have averaged for the season. In the air to right field, shallow near the line. Corey on the run. Snyder grabs it. Fair ball, and the inning is over. Another easy inning for Greg Swindell. He's retired 10 straight. After 4, Milwaukee leads it 2-0.
Some of the kids out in the bleachers enjoying a good ball game so far. 2-0 Milwaukee after 4 innings. Be sure and pick up a copy of the Indians Game Face magazine and official Indians scorecard. The next time you're at the ballpark, the magazine has in-depth stories, exciting action photos, scoring blocks, and a whole lot more for just $1.75. The scorecard has updated American League lineups and the complete Major League pitching rosters. Both Game Face and the Tribe scorecard are available at all Tribe home games. They are also available at the Gayday Sports Showcase at the Galleria, and they are now available as well at all the Northern Ohio Revco discount drugstores.
Corey Snyder against Ted Higuera as we start things in inning number 5 in Milwaukee. Curve ball misses DeCory, and it's 1-0. Ted Higuera, the starter for the Milwaukee Brewers, 3-1 on the year, 4-4 lifetime against the Indians. Pitch fouled away. Higuera is a fellow who served his apprenticeship in the Mexican League. He pitched 5 years at Juarez before the Brewers signed him. He spent 1 year, 1984, in the minors at El Paso and Vancouver in the Milwaukee organization, and then right here to Milwaukee. Fooled Corey, and he's ahead of him 1-2.
Well, he has really been terrific at changing speeds tonight.
chilly night. The umpires have given the pitchers the okay to go ahead and blow on their hands and fingers while on the mound. There's a base hit for Snyder. A sharp ground ball through the hole between Molitor and Swaim. And the Indians have their second hit of the night. Breaks the string of 7 in a row. Retired by Higuera.
First time the Indians have been able to get the leadoff man aboard, and a good piece of hitting at the plate by Corey to wait on the breaking ball.
The Indians started this road trip in very poor shape. They lost their first 5 games, but they still have a chance to come out of it with a winning road trip. They are 3-5 on the trip, playing tonight's game and then one tomorrow afternoon and Sunday afternoon. We'll be televising the game Sunday. Bales against Wegman at 2:30 Cleveland time. One on, nobody out. The Indians trail 2-0 in the 5th inning. Cleveland has had a lot of success against left-handed pitching this year. The Tribe is 7-1 against left-handers. The only left-hander to beat the Indians, a pretty good one, Mark Langston the other night in Seattle.
That breeze that was blowing in pretty well from left field for most of the day in the early part of the game has all but died now. Flag is hanging limp from the standard out there beyond the bleachers and left. And this has always been a good hitter's ballpark. Although I don't know if you could say that on a night when you've got Higuera going up against Swindell.
Willie Mays hit 4 home runs in 1 ball game when the Braves played here back in the 60s. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They have really had some amazing accomplishments in this ballpark over the years. Braves moved here from Boston in '53, then left after the '65 season. Of course, probably the most magnificent game ever pitched in the major leagues was right here in 1959. Harvey Haddix, then of the Pittsburgh Pirates, pitched his 12 perfect innings against the old Milwaukee Braves right here in County Stadium. Brock at first base, gloves it, foul ball. That is the home plate umpire's call. The ball in front of the bag at first base.
Carmen just trying to protect. You can see how he was fooled by, again, another off-speed pitch. Good call by John Shulak. You could see that Brock was to the foul side of the line there at first.
2-2 the count to Carmen Castillo. He is checked with third base coach Johnny Gorel. Nobody out with Corey Snyder on at first base, and the Indians down 2-0 in the 5th inning. Got him swinging. 5th strikeout for Higuera, and he has fanned 3 of the last 4 batters.
They've been working Castillo on the outside. Now he comes inside with the hard breaking ball. Out number 1.
Like a slider thrown by Higuera.
Yes.
Ron Washington, shortstop tonight for the Indians, up 1, struck out in the 2nd inning.
Wouldn't you think, Steve, that the slider might be as good a pitch for him as his fastball?
I think so. Higuera has a good one. This is popped up over to the right of the plate, and behind it, Surhoff will have no play. Higuera has a good fastball, good slider, good curveball.
He won't throw the curveball with the velocity that some of the other hard throwers are. A guy like a Nolan Ryan comes at you with that curveball almost as hard as the fastball. Higuera's breaking ball, the curveball anyway, a little more of an off-speed pitch for him.
Higuera changes speeds on just about everything. This ball's in the air to center, and Robin Yount has a beat on it. 2 men out in the top of the 5th.
And much like Tom Candiotti did so well for the Indians last night, Higuera not fazed at all by the leadoff single from Snyder. Was able to bear down and fan Castillo and has disposed of Washington.
Andy Allenson 0 for 1 tonight. Fouled away. When Andy has started ball games this year, the Indians have gone 19-11. And in his career, when he has started back at the plate, the Indians are 89-80, 9 games over the 500 mark. So good things have happened for the Indians and their pitching staff generally when Allenson has been behind the plate. Indians down 2-0. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Snyder is the base runner at first base. 2 men are out. Line drive and a base hit to left field for Allenson. Snyder will hold at second. That's the 3rd hit off Ted Higuera. Greg Swindell has also given up 3.
And a 5-game hitting streak now for Andy Allenson.
The Indians offense has been on hold the past couple of weeks, and they run into a toughie tonight in Ted Higuera. But they're threatening in the 5th inning with 2 out. Curveball, strike call. Indians have won 3 in a row. The Brewers have lost 3 in a row. The Brewer losing streak following a 10-game winning streak. Count evens, a ball and a strike to Franco. Julio 0 for 2 tonight. And he has had 5 hits in his last 11 times at bat.
He likes to hit here in Milwaukee.
One pitch. Throw to first. Allenson has to slide back.
Julio hit .417 as we'll watch the play again at first base. B.J. Surhoff throwing behind the runner and nearly caught his counterpart leaning the wrong way. Surhoff is an excellent defensive catcher, although he does have problems in throws getting away from him. He threw a ball away last night on a stolen base by Corey Snyder, and last year he had 8 errors, 8 throwing errors on attempted steals. Julio hit .417 last year here at County Stadium and is a .355 lifetime hitter against Milwaukee.
This is, as you said earlier tonight, a good hitter's ballpark. Foul back. Julio hitting .417 here a year ago. Yet there were 6 visiting players in the league who hit better than that.
You're talking about a team that had a good home record and ended up finishing 20 games above 500.
The Brewers with the 2nd best offense in the American League last year. Boy, were they inconsistent. Long winning streaks, long losing streaks. 1-2 to Franco. 2 on. Now it's 2-2. The Indians winning their first meeting of the year against the Milwaukee Brewers last night. Last year, Milwaukee easily won the season series, taking 9 out of 13. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Higuera's pitch. Line down the right field line, and that's in there for a base hit. Snyder will score. Going to third is Allenson, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
Julio Franco with his 9th RBI of the year. Julio had been struggling with men in scoring position, but he comes through there going the opposite way against Teddy Higuera. And on a night when you know you're not going to get many opportunities, you better take advantage of them. Ball sliced away from Braggs. It allowed Snyder to score from second, and Allenson moved over to third.
Pat Tabler is the batter. Runners at first and third, 2 out. Indians trailing by a run in the 5th inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Higuera slowing down the pace here a bit as he has gone to the rosin bag. Now the little left-hander is ready. Line drive and a hop. Up with it, Molitor, and he gets him at first base. That ball was hit hard, but Molitor handled it at third. 1 run, 3 hits in the inning, and 2 men left on. After 4.5, Milwaukee 2, Cleveland 1.
To the Milwaukee lead, getting a run here in the top of the 5th inning in this 2-1 ball game. I want to remind you are watching this pitcher's duel on a program that is authorized under television rights granted Gaylord Broadcasting Company of Ohio by the Cleveland Indians solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians and Gaylord Broadcasting Company of Ohio, strictly prohibited.
Catcher, B.J. Surhoff.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. B.J. Surhoff, Dale Swaim, and Jim Gantner for the Milwaukee Brewers, who have not had a base runner against Swindell since the 1st inning. Greg got off to a little bit of a rocky start. He gave up 3 hits and 2 runs in that 1st inning, but he has pitched excellent baseball since then. He has retired 10 in a row. Popped up on the left side. Ron Washington taking charge and makes the catch back at third. The 1 pitch and Surhoff is gone. And now the switch hitting shortstop, Dale Swaim.
Updating the scoreboard for you. First of all, in New York, the Angels continue to lead the Yankees. It is 3-2 California after 5 innings of play. McCaskill against Neil Allen now on in relief for Al Leiter. Tony Armas with a home run, the first home run in the last 10 ball games for the Angels.
Swaim hits it in the air along the left field line. Carmen Castillo. 2 down. 2 pitches and 2 men have been set aside.
At Boston, it is a 14-6 ball game. Home runs by Phelps, Brantley, and Presley. For Seattle, it has the 6. Greenwell has 2. Cerrone and Sam Horn also homered for Boston. They lead it 14-6 in the last of the 7th.
Jim Gantner batting. 12 in a row have been retired by Greg Swindell.
In Detroit, Doyle Alexander cruising along, leading Minnesota 4-0 in the last of the 8th inning at Tiger Stadium.
Pat Tabler gloving the ball, flips to Swindell, and on 4 pitches, Greg retires the side in the bottom of the 5th inning. He's retired the last 13 batters. We'll go to the 6th. Brewers 2, Indians 1.
What's he doing now?
He just keeps looking funny at the cigar.
But it's a Dutch Master Zero Producto.
How come?
Most cigars don't use natural leaf wrappers anymore, but Garcia Vega still does. Garcia Vega gives you the rich tobacco taste of natural leaf wrappers. Hey, why don't you ring this guy's chimes and tell me he needs an honest cigar?
And now there's Garcia Vega Whiffs, another honest cigar.
He's doing it again.
2-1 Brewers here in the 6th inning in Milwaukee. Tickets for all Tribe home games are on sale now at the Indians ticket sales office at Gate A of the stadium, the Indians Gate A Sports Showcase at the Gallery at Erie View, and at Ticketmaster ticket centers at Koenig Sporting Goods stores throughout northeastern Ohio. You are watching Tribe Baseball on WUAB TV channel 43, serving Lorain, Cleveland, and we want to remind you that the 10 o'clock news will be coming up immediately following the ball game here tonight from Milwaukee.
Brewers with 2 in the first. The Indians getting a run in the 5th inning, and Carter hits a high drive to center field, but it is playable for Young. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Third baseman, Brooke Jacoby.
4 hits for the Indians tonight off Ted Higuera. They collected 3 of them for the 1 run in the 5th inning. The Brewers with 2 runs and 3 hits. Brooke Jacoby reached on an error and called out on strikes. 0 for 2. Brooke had an 8-game hitting streak scissored here last night at County Stadium. So he's 0 for 6 in this series. Right off the hands and fouled it back. When this series ends Sunday, the Indians will be heading for home. Day off on Monday, and then the White Sox in for 3 games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights.
We talked to Jake before the ball game. One of the things we asked about this long road trip, how do you stay sharp?
Well, just try to sleep for about 12 hours a day, and no, you know, it's a game of routine. You gotta come out here and do your things you gotta do and go play. But sometimes it's a little hard when you do change time zones like we did yesterday. Fortunately, we came out and won that game, and that's super.
Brooke Jacoby has just lined the shortstop. 2 men out in the top of the 6th inning, and Ron Kittle is batting. Well, Wednesday night was a long night for the Indians. They didn't get to their hotel until about 7:30 in the morning after flying in from the West Coast. 7:30 in the morning yesterday, and they had to come out and play here and beat the Brewers last night. They trailed 2-1 tonight. 6th inning.
Talking with Doc Edwards before the ball game, he felt that tonight was a game that would be maybe a little tougher on the guys. They could kind of, through adrenaline, get through last night's game, but the fatigue might have been a bigger problem in tonight's game.
That happens many times. It's the second night that gets to you, isn't it?
That's really, I think, when the jet lag hits and all the other things.
That's right.
Tribe did a very smart thing in sending Tom Candiotti on ahead, so he got the good night's sleep and was very sharp in the victory last night.
1-2 pitch. Went with a breaking ball and missed with it. 2-2. The Indians have not lost to an Eastern Division club this year. Of course, they've only played Baltimore and Milwaukee.
Odell Jones throwing in the Milwaukee bullpen.
Higuera missing again. 3-2.
I think they are not planning on Higuera going the distance since he has had those back problems, although you can never tell.
3-2. Ball 4. Kittle holding up. That's the first walk in this ball game by either pitcher.
Right fielder, Corey Snyder.
So the Indians with a base runner and 2 out of the 6th. They trail by a run. Corey Snyder scored the Cleveland run in the 5th inning. He led off with a base hit to left. Came around on the single by Franco. Strike call to Corey Snyder. Indians trying to come from behind and run their winning streak to 4 ball games. Up high to Corey, 1-1. Rob Deere out in left field and Robin Yount in center play Corey Snyder to pull, but Braggs in right field is straight away.
Well, there is a huge gap because of that in right center field.
1-2, the count to Snyder.
There you see the defensive alignment. You see that big gap there before you get to Braggs and right. But keep in mind that both Yount and Braggs have excellent speed, so they cover a lot of territory. But that's a big gap. And Corey does have the ability to go that way with the ball. In fact, did a ground rule double up the right center field alley in Anaheim earlier in the week.
1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called and the inning's over. Corey is not happy. For Higuera, 6 strikeouts tonight. No runs, no hits, a walk, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 Milwaukee.
2-1 in favor of the Brewers in the last of the 6th inning on a chilly night in Milwaukee that has seen some hot pitching from Greg Swindell and Teddy Higuera. Be the top of the order challenging Greg Swindell here in the last of the 6th. Elsewhere in baseball in the American League, to continue our look at the scoreboard, Dave Stewart, who is 8-0 on the year for Oakland, is trailing 3-1 with Baltimore batting in the last half of the 7th inning at Baltimore. Murray and Lynn had back-to-back homers off of Stewart in the 4th inning for the Birds. Chicago behind Melito Perez lead Toronto 3-0. Chicago batting in the last of the 5th at Comiskey.
Top of the order for Milwaukee as we head to the last of the 6th inning. Molitor, Yount, and Braggs. Swindell working on a long string. He's retired 13 in a row, and it took him only 4 pitches to set the side down in the 5th inning.
Texas Rangers have won 6 in a row, and they are leading Kansas City 2-1 in the last of the 6th at Texas. Saberhagen against Hayward.
1 ball, 1 strike to Molitor.
Royals have dropped 6 of their last 7. National League, Pittsburgh has made it 4 in a row. They edged the Reds 6-5 at Three Rivers.
Third base, stabbed by Jacoby on a hop. And the high throw, but out is Molitor. Nice work by Jacoby to stab the ball, but a bad throw, and Tabler made a good play on the other end.
This ball is really well hit. Jake is able to stay with it and then had his throw sail on him, but Pat Tabler, like in the days when he was hauling down rebounds for McNicholas High School down there in Cincinnati, speared it and made the tag.
1 out. Robin Yount is up there. He's had a double and grounded out. Here's a fella in Robin Yount who came into the major leagues when he was 18 years old and has been here ever since. Played only 64 games in the minors. Fly ball deep right center field. Snyder on the run, calling, and he hauls it in.
Follow up on that. You're right, Steve. I mean, you're talking about a guy, this is his 15th year in the major leagues, and he could probably play another 6 or 7.
He's in great shape, and he's still a fine ball player. In fact, the other night in Minnesota, Robin played in his 2000th major league game. And he's only 32 years old. He will reach his 33rd birthday when the season has about 2 weeks to go in the middle of September.
Well, we have a moment here. I want to remind you the announcers for these telecasts have been selected by WUAB TV with the approval of the Cleveland Indians.
Glenn Braggs is batting. He's gone out on a shallow fly ball to right and a deep fly ball to center. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Elsewhere in the National League, St. Louis 4-1 over Atlanta. The Braves batting in the 5th inning at St. Louis. Chicago trails Houston 2-1 in the 6th at Houston. Nolan Ryan going against Jamie Moyer of the Cubs. The other action in the National League out on the West Coast should be getting underway shortly.
Right field, deep but foul and out of play. Glenn Braggs showed he was ready to play in the major leagues a couple of years ago when he was in the Pacific Coast League at Vancouver. He hit .360 and drove in 75 runs in 90 games before the Brewers called him up for good. That pitch up high to the big guy. 2-2. Franks hit .269 last year. Drove in 77 runs for Milwaukee. Popped up over by the Brewers dugout. Tabler making a run for it. Has room and makes the catch to retire the side. Little basket catch by Patrick over there. 16 in a row retired by Swindell. 7th inning coming up. 2-1 Milwaukee.
Even without the computers, even without the printers or the monitors, this office still has one of the most advanced systems for moving information, the Ohio Bell Network, a constantly updated network that gives you access to the very latest technology. Because equipment comes and equipment goes, but when you plug into Ohio Bell, what you get is the system that makes it all work. Ohio Bell, helping you communicate.
Oh, made it. Keep pushing. That low octane stuff's not going in this, baby.
What?
This one? They just have a regular with 87 octane. There's a Unical up the street, wimp. So? They have an 89 octane unleaded. So? An engine that knocks and pings isn't cool. Besides, it helps keep port fuel injectors clean.
How's she running?
Need some 89, Murph.
Right, I'll fill her up.
Nah, $2 will do.
Oh. Go with the spirit of 76.
Outstanding pitchers duel going here. Swindell and Higuera. 2-1 Brewers heading to the 7th. Say if your group is planning an outing at the stadium, take advantage of the Tribe's 2-for-1 ticket discount. On all televised home dates, groups of 60 or more can purchase 2 reserve seat tickets for the price of 1. The TV special consists of 15 televised home dates during all Tuesday home dates and a couple of Thursday dates, July 28th and August 11th. For more information, call the Indians Ticket Sales Office, 861-1200.
Left fielder Carmen Castillo leading off the 7th inning for the Tribe. 1 for 2 on the evening for Carmen. He is one of 6 strikeout victims as well on the night for Teddy Higuera, who has walked 1 and given up the 1 run on 4 base hits. 1-1. While we got a chance here, Ken and Tom Dankowski wanted us to extend happy 50th wedding anniversary best wishes to John and Eve Dankowski. Their actual anniversary is tomorrow, but we won't be on the air tomorrow. They always watch Tribe games. They're dialed in tonight. They have seen a good pitching battle that is advantage Higuera right now, although Greg Swindell has really been the better pitcher after the first inning. But Higuera has been able to work out of most of his difficulties. There haven't been many for Teddy either. Greg Swindell gave up 2 runs and 3 hits in the first inning, and that has been it for Milwaukee. Tribe scored a run on 3 base hits in the 5th inning. Got a man aboard in the 6th inning. Carmen Castillo trying to start something here in the 7th. Didn't want to go, but went too far. Strikeout number 7 for Ted Higuera. Second time he has gotten Castillo.
Teddy got Carmen on a bad one that time. Pitch was down. Carmen tried to hold up, but continued right through, and he's out of there.
Ron Washington has also struck out against Higuera. His last time up, he flied out to Robin Yount in center field. Indians got their run on base hits by Snyder, Allenson, and Franco. Allenson is on deck. 1-0-1. .35-year-old Ron Washington. Jay Bell could have played tonight, and I'm sure we'll see him either tomorrow or Sunday in this series. Fly ball to left field. Rob Deere is right there. 2 gone in inning number 7.
Catcher, Andy Allison.
With Higuera, you do not get a lot of ground balls. This is a kind of pitcher that makes you put the ball up in the air. There have been only 2 ground ball outs. That Tabler is twice grounded out, and the last one was a shot that Molitor made a nice play on. Jim Joyce at first base says that Andy Allenson was able to check in time. Andy with a base hit his last time up in that run producing 5th inning for the Tribe. (2-0). The only other ground ball was the ground ball by Jacoby that was handled cleanly by Swaim, and then he threw it away. High throw pulled Brock off the bag, and Jacoby got to first before Brock got back down to the ground. Andy is 2 for 3 with a solid shot to left field. So with 2 outs, the Indians collect their 5th base hit off of Ted Higuera. Back to the top of the order, and Julio Franco. Julio with an RBI single off of Higuera his last at bat. And for Julio, that ended a long skid against in situations, rather, I should say, with men in scoring position. Julio had only collected 3 hits and 21 at bats with men in scoring position. Julio was also fouled out to first and flied to right in his other 2 at bats against Higuera. This kind of ball game, Steve, you wanted to get that hit with as the leadoff man or with less than 2 outs so you could move him over. Now you're in a situation with a good defensive catcher like Surhoff, and Allenson, although with decent speed, not a likely candidate to steal.
And it's tough against the left-hander.
And it gets away from Surhoff, so the Tribe will get it on the pass ball. Surhoff just lost his concentration there. The ball went right off his glove.
Pitch moving in on the batter, and Surhoff just didn't get. He got the glove on it, and he just didn't control it. That could turn out to be a very big play in this ball game.
So now the Indians have Allenson in scoring position, and Julio with another chance to drive in a run. He has a 2-ball count on him. Let's see how well Higuera handles the pass ball if he loses his concentration here. Comes right back with that slider and gets a strike.
The Brewers people tell us that has been Higuera's problem over the years. When something goes wrong for him, such as a pass ball that puts a man in scoring position in a tight ball game, many times he does lose his concentration. He gets upset and then starts giving up big base hits.
Good pitch there. He had Julio all wound up, and the count evens at 2-2. Tribe trying to tie it up here in the 7th. 2 outs, 2-2 count, and at 2nd. Fly ball, right center field. Yount and Braggs. Braggs is there. Inning is over. So Higuera is able to withstand the pass ball and the base hit. Stretch time here for the fans in Milwaukee. Their club leads it 2-1.
Outstanding game going here. It's 2-1 Milwaukee. The Brewers scoring twice in the first inning. The Indians getting a run off Ted Higuera in inning number 5. 2-1 Milwaukee, heading to the bottom of the 7th.
Greg Swindell has retired 16 men in order since Greg Brock's RBI single. Rob Deere produced the other RBI, a sacrifice fly to left field. Last time up, he popped out to short left. Ron Washington made the play. On Deere's sacrifice fly, Carmen Castillo's throw to the plate got there in time, but it was offline. Andy Ellenson tried to make a dive at Paul Molitor, but Molitor was able to run by him and touch the plate with the first of the 2 Milwaukee runs in that first inning. Swindell has only 2 strikeouts tonight. But again, he has been very efficient in the number of pitches he's had to throw. Fly ball to left field. Castillo with a long run is not going to be able to get to it anyway.
A couple of final scores of the American League. Detroit behind Doyle Alexander shut out Minnesota 7-0. And Boston has come up with a victory over Seattle 14-8. There were 30 hits in that game, including 9 home runs. 5 by the Mariners, 4 by the Red Sox.
You think the wind was blowing out tonight in Fenway? 1-1 pitch to Rob Deere. Now 1-2.
In the bottom of the 7th in New York, Yankees 4, California 3. Duante now pitching for the Yankees. Frazier in relief for the Angels. Armas and Slott have hit home runs in that one.
And that hits Rob Deere. Got away from Swindell. That ends the string of 16 in a row. John Shulock walked out towards the mound to make sure he was between Swindell and Deere, but that certainly was not intentional.
Greg just trying to keep the ball in on the big right-handed hitter. You want to get it out over the plate, and he just got it in too far.
That's the first guy that Greg has hit here in '88. Greg Brock, right now, his RBI is the difference in the ball game as he went the opposite way. Back in the first inning, it scored Robin Yount with the second run for Milwaukee. Last time up, he also popped out to short left to Ron Washington, the Indians shortstop tonight. Jacoby playing for a bunt at third as Brock showed bunt but took it for a ball.
Baltimore still has the lead over Oakland 3-1. That game's in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dave Stewart still on the mound for Oakland. White Sox 3, Toronto nothing, bottom of the 6th. And it is Texas 2, Kansas City 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Now 2-0 on Brock. It appears the hit batsman has affected Swindell a little bit. First time since the first inning Greg has fallen behind a hitter.
Brewers could put a play on here. Deere runs well for a big man. He has 4 stolen bases already. You wouldn't expect that from him.
Outside corner, and it's a 2-1 count.
Jack, in the National League tonight, the Pirates have won their 4th straight game. They edged Cincinnati 6-5. Jeff Robinson won it in relief over Rob Murphy.
Bill Lasky up and throwing in the Indians bullpen. There's also some action in the Milwaukee pen. Brock bunts foul, and it's 2-2.
In St. Louis, after 5, the Cardinals leading Atlanta 4-1. De Leon against Pete Smith. At the Astrodome, Houston 3, the Cubs won, going to the 7th. Nolan Ryan and Jamie Moyer. Out on the coast, Philadelphia failed to score in the top of the first at Los Angeles. Gross against Leary. Montreal did not score in the top of the first at San Diego. Dobson against Jimmy Jones. And getting underway in about 5 minutes, the Mets will send Bobby Ojeda at San Francisco against Kelly Downs.
2-2 pitch. Fouled back over our heads. Good news from the Coliseum tonight. The Cleveland Forest indoor soccer team won again 5-2 over Minnesota. They now lead the conference finals 3-1 in that best of 7. Black hits the ball into center field. Joe Carter got a good jump on the ball, has room. Just a long out. Boy, he put a good charge into that one. But Carter had room to retire Greg Brock.
Designated hitter, Joey.
So Joey Meyer will try and do something against Greg Swindell. Meyer is 0 for 2. This guy last year hit 29 home runs in just 4 months of play at Denver, and then missed the last month and a half of the season with a torn hamstring. It's 7 extra base hits in the 6 weeks of the season thus far, so he's not been overmatched, but he certainly hadn't to this point shown the big power numbers yet. Swindell again falls behind 2-0. But you just look at this guy and know he produces some big shots.
He can hit the ball out of sight.
Oh, golly. He hits this ball right at Corey Snyder in right field. 2 down. And the catcher B.J. Surhoff will be the hitter. Surhoff was called out on strikes and popped up in the infield to Washington. Surhoff, college teammate of Walt Weiss, the young shortstop for Oakland that we didn't get a chance to see out west last weekend because Weiss was out with a sprained ankle. He hits the ball to left field. Carmen Castillo cruising in near the line in foul ground. That does it for Milwaukee in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, a hit batsman and a man left. We head to the 8th. It's still 2-1 Brewers.